But my first point is, you could want to talk to somebody, you could be looking for him for years, he could be sitting right next to you, but if you're not aware that he's sitting next to you, it's worthless. If you're not aware that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is close to you, you got nobody to talk to. So maybe we have to go back to the basics. And maybe we have to go back to teaching the basics. Hashem is sitting right near you. He's with you all the time. He's part of you. He's inside you. Etzelem Elokim. He loves you unconditionally, always, no matter what. No matter what you're up to, no matter what you did, no matter what you're doing. Hashem is with you every second of the day. And there's no Jew in the world that doesn't have any kudat tovah, as Rav Nachman calls it, a good point in his life that in 1 second in his neshama could flare up to be a tzaddik gomer. Nobody in the world can never write off anybody. But then there's another point. On a regular day, if I wanted to go see Henry Kissinger, probably I wouldn't know how to do it. I probably wouldn't have access to such a thing. When would have been the opportunity? There on the plane. From here we learn a concept. When a powerful person or a politician or on a very shallow level a celebrity or anybody else, when he's in the comfort of his home, to speak to him is almost impossible. But when he's out and about, when he's available, when he's accessible, it's very easy. During the 3 weeks resemble definitely the 9 days from Rosh Chodesh Av, and the most is Tisha B'av itself. That HaKadosh Baruch Hu doesn't have a house. If HaKadosh Baruch Hu doesn't have a house, that means he's walking on the streets. Kol rodfei hisigua. There are a lot of people that are chasing a kirvat elokim to get close to Hashem. Kol rodef ya. When can you get it? Bein ha-mitzarim. Dafka this time when HaKadosh Baruch Hu Kaviyachol is on the streets. When Shechimta Begaluta, when he's right near each and every one of us. This is the closest time, the easiest opportunity to grab God and say, I want to be closer to you. So that means Tisha B'av is not an event day. It's not a day to count the hours. How many hours left to the flight? Countdown. How many hours left to the fast? How many hours left to the... One guy told me I'm flying to Israel the night of Tisha B'av, because like this I'll save 7 hours of fasting. I said, I don't know if you should or shouldn't fly to Israel on Tisha B'av. That's up for discussion. It might not be, a bad thing. It could be to go to pray mincha by the Kotel on Tisha B'av. Might be a good thing. I don't know. I'm not a posek. Go to your local posek halacha, ask him. But the reason definitely shouldn't be to save that few hours of fasting. Because just the opposite, somebody who mourns for Yerushalayim HaKodesh has the guarantee that he's going to merit to see B'inyan Beit HaMikdash. So don't be proud of escaping the fast. That's not something to brag about. Be proud that maybe you're going to Eretz Yisrael, it's a good thing. There are other things that are good. But this exact, saving a few hours of the fast, that already has no place in our way of thinking. I think from here we have a great chizuk. Shabbat is the darkest day, we call it almost, right? Even Shulchan Aruch brought down that somebody, based on the Gemara, that somebody has a deen, a judgment with a goy, you shouldn't do it during the 9 days, because that's not the strength of the luck of Klal Yisrael for the Jewish side. So it seems to be very dark days. Some people say all the tragedies and problems happen during the 3 weeks. I don't know if that's true or not true. I don't take surveys and statistics on tragedies, but there are tragedies all year long. Unfortunately, I try to help people every single day to go through them. But there definitely is, throughout the years, there have been many things during Bein HaMetzarim that weren't pleasant for Am Yisrael. But if we take it with the right attitude, where your mind is, that's where you are. We proved that many times over the many, many years of classes. So if you take it with the right attitude and you see that this is an opportunity, this is something that I want to utilize to get closer to Hashem instead of to feel all scared and wait for it, count the seconds for it to be over and whatever. So suddenly you'll gain instead of suffering. Suddenly you'll grow instead of feeling weaker. And dafka that gain is going to be an amazing thing. I'll share with you a story. Somebody called me last year. It was the day after Shiva Asar B'Tammuz. He told me he has a trial about something, and the trial date was scheduled for Bet or Gimel Av, I think. And he heard in speeches and in whatever he learned in shul, that it's not a good time. So he wants to know if I think he should change the trial date. I said, yeah, it's halakha mefureshet. Try to see if you could delay it. Calls me back a few hours later, all sad. His lawyers told him that they tried and there's no way to change it. The judge is stubborn. This is the trial date, case closed. I don't even know for what it was, but all I know was a parking ticket. That's what I hoped. But one way or the other, he seemed pretty distraught about that. So I told him, I said, listen, there's laws in the country and you have to, what should we do? If that's what the judge said, that was what the judge said. And that bothered him, I think, even more. That probably was a dumb thing to tell him. But out of frustration, from the depth of his heart, he told me, you know what? Now God's going to have to show me that even though it's the 9 days, and even though I shouldn't be going to trial now, and even though the Gemara says that it would be better to delay it, I tried to delay it, didn't work out, it's all in His hands. I said, no, that's a beautiful thing. Amen, Kenyi, that's all. He called me up that night, I think it was Gimel Av last year, I think. Maybe I'm wrong with the date, but one of the first few days of Av. Tell me you won't believe it. I walked into the court, I went in front of the judge, the prosecutor said all is Lashon Hara, and after 2 minutes, the judge says there's no grounds for this case dismissed, and have a good day. He said, so Av is not so bad after all. I told him, idiot. You got it all wrong. Av, you shouldn't go to court. Av, because you realize, Av brought you to realize, Abba. You have a father in Shamayim. And at that point, you realize, luck is not going to help me, and Sgulot are not going to help you. The Gemara clearly says this is the wrong time to go to trial. And at that point, what was it? I said, what were your words to me that day in the conversation? That Hashem's going to have to help. He's going to have to do it. Tough luck. That's it. It's out of my hands. I said, when you came to that realization in Shamayim, they erased it all. They said, you're in good shape. So Av can be a day of darkness. And of course, we mourn for the temple, we mourn for Kol HaShekhinah, and we don't take it lightly. But Av is also a great day of light. Every day in Rosh Chodesh Av, from Rosh Chodesh Av on. It's a day of Kol Rodfei Sigua.